I'm Modern Mulan. Welcome po sa bagong episode natin of IC Stories Manila. This is actually our 10th episode. Grabe, naalala ko when we started this one, pinag-uusapan namin kung aabot ba tayo ng 10th episode. Now we're here. So very exciting episode dahil pag-uusapan din natin kung ano nga ba ang Canistore. So I'm so excited for you guys to meet our very, very special guest ngayon dahil grabe yung energy talaga niyan. You can really feel the passion kahit screen lang yan, no? So, alright. I can see you guys blowing up our live chat. Syempre, hindi kumpleto ang live natin kung hindi tayo mag-hi sa mga nagchat-chat. Ayan. So, we have Beda. Hello po. Friendster 2008. Wow, what a throwback. Good evening. Ahmad, Kiki Channel. Hello. Resta, Sugarlock. Rizal 28. Jennifer, Kaka, Satria, Danny, let's go. Ayan. Monstar, Guna, D, Rahul, Joshua, who else? Scout Martin, ang ating suke. Ayan. Thank you. Thank you so much for spending your evening with us or morning, afternoon, wherever you're watching this from. Dedex, Lealyn, ayan. Hi, everyone. So, as I've mentioned, today we're going to be talking about Canistore. So, before we do, I want to call in our guest, speaker, si Sir Ape in Crypto. Ayan. Sir Ape, how are you?
Hi, good evening, Modern Mulan. I'm good. Very
Mm.
busy actually. Galing
Oh,
tayo sa Web3 PH Festival tsaka Philippine Blockchain Week.
grabe,
Uh,
tuloy-tuloy, no? So, give us, a little bit of info or kung ano ba yung main takeaway mo from the very recent one, yung most recent one, which is the Philippine Blockchain Week.
I think nakakatuwa na maraming foreigners na nag-visit
Yeah.
dito sa country natin. So, makikita mo yung interest ng international sa Filipino audience.
Yeah,
Not
I agree.
only as a user but also as a builder. Yung mga nag-create ng projects sa Philippines, they want to know more, gusto nila makilala. That's why nandito sila, bumiyahe pa sila galing sa bansa nila and nag-attend nung Blockchain Week. Hindi lang yung Blockchain Week, previous to that is yung Web3 PH
Festival.
Festival.
Yeah. Sir Ape, I think medyo may static yung mic mo. Baka hindi
Okay.
nakasaksak na mabuti. But yeah, to add to what Sir Ape and Crypto said, totoo guys, legit, walang halong bola. Lahat talaga ng mga encounter mo from Web3, tsaka Philippine Blockchain Week, mga foreigners, sobrang interested talaga nila in learning the Philippine market and working with Filipinos. No, so hindi lang nga users, builders, um, even creators, ayan. And karamihan sa kanila gusto talaga magtayo ng office dito. So, napaka-productive nung week na yon, no? Sobrang, ano talaga siya, it's a very humbling experience to be a part of the very first blockchain week. Nagkaroon din tayo ng pledge. Nag-pledge doon yung blockchain council. So ano nga ba yun? Basically, sila yung mga tatanungin ng government kapag blockchain yung pinag-uusapan. So they will help the government in regulations, sa paggawa ng rules, alam mo yon. So sobrang ano talaga, life-changing, game changer po yung weeks na yon. So sa mga other events, hopefully maka-attend din kayo. I'm sure may enjoy nyo rin because there's something for everyone doon. Alright, Sir Ape, is your microphone okay na? Sir Ape? I think meron lang, nag-freeze ata yung frame niya. Okay. So, habang inaayos si Sir Ape yung sa kanya, let's say hi muna sa mga bagong pasok, no? Yen, Faz, hello. Devi, Agus, hello, hello. You guys know the drill. We'll be calling our guest in, tapos we'll ask him a few questions. After that, kayo naman, it's your time to shine dahil pipili po tayo ng mga best questions. So, 5 questions po ang pipiliin natin. So, you have 5 chances of getting our special prizes, which are 3 ICP each. So, ayan. This is a very good place to start, no? Kung bago pa lang kayo sa crypto or you're looking to build your portfolio. Because I'm sure as you're watching this, alam niyo na yung potential for ICP. If you don't know yet, that's okay then. You're welcome to discover it ngayon and check out yung other pages natin or other socials para matutunan nyo pa kung ano pa to. Dahil aside sa pag-uusapan nating Canistore, ayan, napakarami pa no, ng mga ni-interview natin before. So you could also watch those live. Yan. Sugarlock, thank you so much. We are also super happy that you are here. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Let's try to call in Sir Ape once again. Let's check with him. Ayan. Okay. So, I think wala pa talaga siya. I know you guys are super excited to meet Barry Hype, the founder and CEO of Canistore. Pero hindi ko na kayo patatagalin pa while we're waiting for Sir Ape. I think it's time we call in our special guest. Hey,
Hey,
Barry, how are you?
how's it going, guys? Thank you for having me.
We're so happy that you're here. Now, can you share a little bit about yourself, how you got into crypto, and what got you started in this space?
Sure. So, my history is I've had 21 years within the music and entertainment industry.
Mhm.
Um, I started off as an artist, a musician myself, went on to becoming a songwriter and a producer. I opened my first studio, recording studio in London in 2005. I went
Mhm.
on to then open four other studios along the way. Um, I went back to university and I studied audio production as a degree level, learned the science behind music. Um,
Mhm.
and lastly, I went into music management where I managed various artists from high levels to up and coming. Um, and also ran a music venue for 6 years where I done private
Oh,
parties, celebrity parties. So I've worn many different hats within the music industry. So I am aware of all the issues, the problems, the good things, the bad things, and this is what Canistore is about solving.
mhm. So what then made or caused your pivot or your bridge to the crypto space?
Sure. So when I was running the music venue in central London,
Mhm.
we entered COVID.
Uh-huh.
So once we entered COVID, I was like, what am I going to do? I can't run a music venue anymore. The entertainment and hospitality um, industries had gone down. And
Yeah.
then a friend of mine, actually 2020, June the 30th, a
Mhm.
friend of mine had
I
invited
love
me.
that you know the date.
That's because it's a date that changed my life. When
Yeah.
a friend of mine, Greg, he invited me to a Definity Tungsten event. You know,
Oh.
that was my entry point into the blockchain, into the crypto world. Was via Definity Foundation and the Internet Computer. Once I sort of learnt about the technology and things being 100% on chain, I was
Yeah.
like, that's it. This is what we need.
Something clicked. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
So
that's
it's
what.
super interesting that, yeah, so it's like super interesting that you're marrying your two interests or your two passions, right? What gave you the idea to do so? And talk to us a little bit about what you're building.
Sure. So actually, learning the difference between storing assets on chain
Mm-hmm.
and somewhere else alternative was a life game changer for me. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the
Yeah.
fact that with other blockchains, you may have the token on chain, but then the actual media would be somewhere else, IPFS, Filecoin, or AWS. So the fact that we could actually store the token and the media on chain in one NFT, it sprung many ideas to me. One of them being able to protect creators' copyrights.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
alternatively, what do we do to protect our copyrights? At the moment, what we do, we store our intellectual property on hard drives, on computers, on centralized servers in that sense, which are all a risk to our intellectual property. So now
I,
storing that on chain, tokenizing that, and then what we've done is we've taken it a step further by introducing a legal document, which is a license, and mixing that along with the media within the NFT, which is 100% protection now for creators. You know, their intellectual property is safe, and they're able to produce proof of ownership on demand. You know, that's just the first step.
yeah.
So Barry, are you saying if ever I'm a content creator or a musician, and then I basically place my my content to your platform, my music to your platform, the copyright will already be covered technically.
Yes. So right. So regarding the UK law, the copyright state that you are the copyright holder upon creation. All right. But
Oh,
unfortunately, there's no certificate, there's no badge that you wear to prove that. So
yeah.
the issue that we have is copyright infringement and you having to prove ownership. Whereas if you
Yeah,
don't have the original file, which many of us lose, you know, you are
Yeah.
not able to then prove that ownership. Um, that's the first very important step. And what we've done is then attach the license, because within the music industry, licensing is an important element.
Yes.
yeah,
Licensing the usage of music. So currently, if a movie, a blockbuster movie, if they want music from a creator, at the moment they're going to go and license it from the middleman or the mid
yeah,
entity, which is publishing houses, sync licensing pools, who then take most, if minimum half of the fee.
Yeah.
Right now with Canistore, you're able to upload, securely store, and license so that other entities like movies, game developers, they can come and license content directly from the creator.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's the first step for empowering creators, is protection and being able to manage and monetize your copyrights.
yeah.
That's
Barry,
amazing.
yeah, that's great. Is this something that Filipinos can use it right now? There's no geographical limitation or some laws, international laws, regard pertaining to usage of platform, of course, and placing their content and monetizing their content within their platform.
No, I think that it's actually better for actual continents like Asia,
Mhm.
Africa, and beyond, because what I've noticed visiting these countries is that a lot of these creators are actually storing their content on their mobile phones.
Yeah.
Agree.
You know, not
Yeah.
because hard drives may be more expensive in other countries
Mhm.
than other countries. So the young youth, they're making music in the studio and then they're storing it on their mobile. If
Yeah.
they lose their mobile, what are they going to do? Canistore. Canistore's a mobile application. They
Mhm.
use their mobile application and upload their music to the blockchain in 30 seconds.
Mhm.
All right. So
Wow.
now it's no longer a risk or liability on their mobile phone. Via their mobile phone, they've used it to store it on the internet computer.
I have a
A
question.
modern
So,
modern
is
Mulan.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Your no your music on your phone, your
Oh,
your
yeah.
compositions. Now you
Correct.
can transfer it to Canistar.
No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I don't. I wish I had the talent, but I don't.
Yeah.
So,
One thing also, sorry, one thing also is being able to protect your music as soon as possible, instantly. When I mean, it doesn't have to be a finished music or
Yeah.
finished
yeah.
composition. It could be unfinished. It could be
Oh,
a voice note that you have created, on transport or going home from school, or going home from work, and you've recorded your idea and you stored it on the blockchain instantly.
so is
Yeah.
this just for storage, or would it also have, other features like for streaming? Because not everyone creates, not everyone are creators, right?
Exactly.
Some prefer consuming the content. So would they also be able to use this app?
Yes, so for consumers and fans, it gets very
Mm-hmm.
exciting because one, creators can in the future fractionalize their license.
Mm-hmm.
And how they're able to do that is by going on Canistore, uploading their content, and then submitting a proposal to the community label. Now, the reason why this exists is so that creators can raise funds without record labels and the middleman. They can raise funds using
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a good point. Yeah.
the community, and for the consumer, for the user, they get to be involved now. They are on the mission with their artists that they love, that they appreciate their music. They can also become owners, of the music along with the artists. So therefore
wow.
now there's an incentive to earn with your creator. you
Mm-hmm.
know that's
Mm-hmm.
one aspect. A second aspect, what we'll be moving into in 2023, will be streaming. Now, a big difference about streaming on Canistore is that creators will be able to share the streaming revenue with the listener, with the viewer.
Oh,
So,
nice.
for
Oh,
example, if a creator is earning 5 cents a stream, that's just a number plucked out the air for an example.
yeah.
With 5 cents, he can say, okay, I'm going to keep 3 cents, and 2 cents I'm going to give to the people who listen, the people who view, the people who
Wow.
stream, you know. And this year, we've just received a grant from Definity Foundation to build something amazing for the listeners, which is Can I Play? Can I Play is the world's first NFT broadcast station. Now, how that works is once a creator uploads their content on Canistore and licenses it, they can send that to the broadcast station via the app. And what happens is
Good point. Yeah.
music then lands into Can I Play on a playlist, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it's on that playlist, the community can vote and upvote what is then broadcasted to the world. So it'll be like a Duke
Oh,
of music.
wow.
Track will be broadcasted. So now we're going into NFT broadcasting, which is revolutionary. Users will be able to choose what they listen to instead of the radio dictating what we listen to and when we listen
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, Barry, I want to raise a point though on what you mentioned.
Mhm.
It may create a challenge, I think, within the community. What if that creator has a bigger community? So basically, he or she is only one who's always getting voted or upvoted.
Yes. So this is the great thing about problems on the IC and problems on Canistore. We're building a DAO. So what
Oh,
that
okay.
means is that if the community see a problem, what do you do about it?
Oh,
You
yeah,
vote,
yeah.
you
You
send
vote on it,
a
yes.
proposal, and this is something that you cannot do on Instagram, Spotify,
Yeah,
YouTube. You have no say.
it's
Yeah.
true.
So if we don't get it right, you guys can get it right.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's
help us.
amazing.
This is what it's
Yeah.
about.
I love how it's empowering everyone. You're empowering the talents. You're empowering even the consumers. You mentioned um, Spotify and all these existing web two apps. They really don't listen to their users, and that doesn't make sense because we're the users. We should be the one. They should be listening to us and accepting our feedback. So I'm so excited for what you're building. Tell us more. What are your focus, or what are you more focused on this year or at this time?
Right. My focus at this time at the moment is uniting the IC.
Mhm.
Yep. Um,
Yeah.
so
I'll get I will get to that. I was
yeah, yeah,
gonna ask that.
that's my focus at the moment. Also, my focus regarding development is actually releasing the alpha, the
Mm-hmm.
MVP of Canistore and Can I Play, which will be
Yeah.
coming within the next 30 days,
Oh,
hopefully.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the moment, users and community members, even the guys streaming right now, you can go over to canistore.io and you can sign up to become one of the first 500 to test Can I Store and Can I Play.
Yeah, that's good. That's a yeah, something we need to communicate to all communities, especially in the Filipino communities. Definitely.
Yes, yes,
Is it
Barry,
this
go
one?
ahead, Modern Mulan.
Sorry, I just want to show. Is it this one?
yes.
This one.
Canistore.io.
Okay.
So you'd
Oh,
be able
yeah.
to on this website here. On the home page, you'll be able to sign up once you scroll down. But guys, have a look, check it out. Get involved. Canistore is really going to make a massive impact in the world, and we really do
I agree.
appreciate our early supporters.
And
Mhm.
I just want to say to the community that you are early. We are early actually,
Yeah.
and yeah, right now this offer stands what Barry is saying right now, and you can leverage on it. You can use it right now. So I really encourage everybody to interact with it, uh, join the club,
Yeah. Join the club. Exactly.
join the club. Anyway, Barry, I don't want to sound too repetitive, but I'm talking in behalf of the Filipino fans. We do have a lot of Filipino fans who definitely use Spotify or maybe
Yeah.
other Web2 music platforms. So what do you think? What do you think is the unique selling proposition for Canistore for musicians, artists, or users to log in right now and use the platform?
Right. So when it does become available for you to test the alpha, the first benefit regarding Canistore is that Canistore is built by creators. It's
Mhm.
built by musicians. It's built by digital creators. Built by people who live this. It's not
Yeah.
built by a
I
corporate entity
agree.
that has money that has an idea. All right. So we're here to solve real problems for real issues, real existing issues. That we've
A
all
really good point.
through.
Yeah.
So that's the first aspect. The second aspect is that we're building what we like to call a Swiss Army knife for creators. So
But that's a good
it's
point.
covering storage, it's covering licensing, it's covering distribution, monetization. It's a place where you can grow your community and also monetize within the same
Mhm.
space, because that's a problem. you
Yeah.
know a lot of us have 1 million followers on Instagram, but when we want to monetize our assets, we have to send them over to YouTube to watch the music video. We have to send them to Spotify to stream the audio, and we're losing
Exactly.
in conversion rates. So, it's very important to have your important, valuable tools in one place. You
Mhm.
know,
Also, I think, as creatives, there are times that you just want to focus on your craft, on what you're doing, and having these barriers of like having to use different platforms, different agencies to handle different aspects can get confusing and also just exhausting. You should just be exerting all your energy and creating music and pouring your passions or your love for what you're doing. So this
yes,
is such a great tool for everyone, and I love that you called it the Swiss Army knife of
yes,
Yeah,
for all
I love it.
fans.
for
It's amazing.
creating.
It's a good one.
Definitely, it's very important that you have that one ecosystem, because you made a great point there, is that not every creator wants to be a businessman or a businesswoman.
Yeah.
Creators just want to create. So if they have this ecosystem where they have everything easy at their disposal, it's going to allow creators to be even more creative.
Correct. It's a great
Yeah.
one. I asked you about what you're focusing on right now, right? Now, can you share with us your long-term vision for this? What's coming in the next months and in the years to come?
Definitely. Well, in the next month, we're talking about allowing the community to test, Canistore, because
Yeah.
your opinions, your view on things is very important to us, and it
Mhm.
will help us to shape Canistore going into mass adoption. you
Yeah.
know the
Yeah.
community in Philippines and all around the world, you guys are going to help us prepare Canistore for the world.
Mhm.
So it's very important, and I'm sure you guys will be heavily rewarded for being early adopters in the ecosystem for sure. um, Also, I am looking forward to using our connections. We have awesome
Whoa.
team members. We have a team of over 20 individuals. um,
Whoa.
Oh.
have Grammy Award winners. We have influential music business people within our team. We have really resourceful and experienced people, but we need to reach to the stage where we have the application, and it's tangible for then us to then hit the circuit, hit the Web 2 world, hit the music world. And it's not just about music, even though I speak a lot about music because I am used to be a musician.
Yeah.
It's also for photographers, videographers, you know um,
Oh, okay.
e-books, books, literature, educational literature. All of these things need to be protected. So,
Correct.
Agree.
so music is the first step, and then we're gonna go on to different industries. The reason why we start with music, not just because of my experience, but also I believe that the easiest way to mass adoption is via music. Music
I
is the
agree.
perfect
Yeah.
bridge. It's the perfect bridge to connect the world.
Yeah, because it speaks, even though we use different languages when we're singing or when we're creating music, sometimes even though you don't understand it, if it's beautiful, it connects with you, right? I mean,
Yes.
we've seen
Yeah.
recently, the domination of K-pop. Even here in the Philippines, we don't
Yes.
really talk or we don't speak Korean, but you can feel um, uh, you have this special
Yeah.
connection with it. So yeah, I agree. Music is such a great gateway into the space and bringing in mass adoption. So, Barry, you live up to your name. I'm so hyped now, even more so for Canistore, especially when you talked about, for other literatures as well, for other things that people could create. I mean, even comic books, we could also
Yeah.
incorporate. There's so many that we could
That's
add.
a good point.
I'm so
Modern
excited.
Mulan, yung creative side mo, you need to bring it out
Yeah,
and
maybe Canister will bring out my creative side.
yung mga poems mo, you can
It'll be encouraged, I think. So you also mentioned a couple of times the importance of community, right? So how are you building this from where you're based and outside, like here in the Philippines? What are your plans?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yep. So, in the sense of, so our team is pretty much global already. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have team members in the USA, across Europe, Africa, India.
Hmm.
So within the team is actually global. So meaning that our team has global minds, you
Yeah.
know, and are able to actually connect with people. So this year we've been traveling the world doing events. We
Oh.
won an award in Dubai, and which
Mhm.
was amazing for us. We got to connect with the people out there in the UAE. We were in Africa last year, in South Africa and Ghana. We were over at the NFT week in New York.
Mhm.
Yeah. And Ibiza is where we launched our Canistore Live, which is our live music events. So we're not just in the digital realm, we're in the physical realm where we have live music events around the world.
Nice.
Be in the Philippines very soon, where we can,
We should do that, Barry.
Oh, Barry,
We need to
the
talk.
energy after parties here are so bomb, and we would love to have you and
Yeah,
your music and everyone on your team there. It's an amazing time here in the Philippines. I hope we could set that up.
we can
Definitely.
introduce you to the artist here.
Oh,
Oh
that would be
yeah, for
amazing.
sure.
Amazing, you know. We was in Ibiza last month where we launched Canistore Live, and we had artists fly over from London,
Oh
and the
wow.
island really appreciated it. You know, you could check our Twitter page. We have like the after movie to the event, but
Yeah,
you know it's amazing to go to somewhere and also invite the grassroots talent. You know, and
Yeah,
give them a
agree.
platform along with international creators
yeah,
as well. Because one thing I noticed, right, coming into the Web3 space, into the blockchain space, is that a lot of the projects they sort of hide behind the computer. You know, they
Ah,
don't
that's a good point. That's a
they
good
don't
point.
come out and meet people. You know, we're people. We like to come
yeah.
out, you know,
Yeah,
face to face and connect.
we're
You know,
getting there. We're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
yes, indeed,
Because it's different when you really meet them and talk to them and just be with them actually. You don't always have to talk about web3 or crypto, but knowing them as a person also gives you this strong um, connection that you can't have anywhere else. So that's a really good point. And speaking of that, I hope you're ready for more questions because we
Well,
have so
yeah.
many
Uh,
sent by our
uh,
viewers now.
Modern Mulan, before we go to the community questions,
Mhm.
I do want to ask Barry. Anyway, circling back with what you mentioned to the grassroots in each country, of
Mhm.
course, they have their own musicians. That's a good point because they will be your ambassadors to
Yeah.
each country. Working with them in real life will really be a big deal, especially for your project and kind of store.
Yeah.
yes, 100%. Because what I've noticed with other blockchain projects is that they go straight to the established artists to do partnerships with
Hmm.
the established artists, you know, but who are they helping?
Yes,
Do you understand? What about the up and coming creators? Where are the tools
exactly,
they're going to use? You know, the established artists are already established. You understand?
exactly.
You know, why do they need to monetize any further in that sense?
Hmm.
We need to help
Agree, agree,
people that have it have a difficulty monetizing. You know, they're
agree.
the people that we need to target and arm and empower.
Mhm.
Agree. Okay. My next question, of course, is, uh, uh I think we're getting there with the comment with the one that you mentioned that of course projects or people behind blockchain are really just behind the computers, and they really need to go out a percent either ICP, either Canistore on events and meet people in real life. And you recently tweeted that you had a vision. You had a vision wherein um, we're looking at uh, how do I say this? You want that mass adoption within the internet computer. Can you tell us more about it? What do you think is the theory behind it? In we can see a mass adoption within the next year or the next 2 years in ICP.
Definitely. So I've been with ICP from, you know, near the beginning, you know, before mainnet, before, you know, it was accessible to the world. And I still hold a lot of the early values. And
Oh,
one of
nice.
the early values of the internet computer is collaboration, unity, building together, open source code, etc., etc. Okay. And across the years now, I've seen many different applications pop up. But for me, across the board, it seems everybody's missing something. You know, everybody's missing something because everybody is swimming on their own when this is not how the technology is built. It's built using canister
Yeah.
technology, you know, can be open and can move around and stack on top of each other, etc. So instead of us building separately, let's unite. Why should I build DMs on the Canistore application when we have open chat? Okay,
Yeah,
if we connect open,
exactly.
could be the messaging system for Canistore. You've got right now, which is amazing. We're collaborating with Portal. Portal's like the YouTube of the internet computer. They've
Yeah,
mastered uploading video. They've mastered it to the T. So, we're collaborating with them regarding why should we build a video upload when somebody's already built it on the IC? You know, um,
agree.
so if we come and many other like there's Signals, which is the location based
Oh
uh,
yeah.
where we could use that to connect artists, local artists together for their creative collaborations. So it's about people coming into the internet computer ecosystem and seeing, you know,
Ah,
this amazing circuit, because you don't see this. Why has there not been a killer DApp on Ethereum or Polygon or wherever? Nobody's reached that real height. And it's because there's not worldwide mass adoption on the blockchain yet. Let's be honest. Yeah.
yeah.
Blockchain is so far away from being anything next to Web 2 regarding adoption. And this is why. It's because blockchain, we have an opportunity to collaborate, and build something together, which is an alternative to your Web 2 services, and I think Unity is the key to doing that.
Agree. What do you think? What are the next steps? How do we go about it? What do you think? Will it be centralized within the foundation, wherein they create this ecosystem, pick this top projects like for YouTube, for Spotify, for TikTok, hot or not, and the other projects, and creating this one ecosystem, or is it just waiting for that one killer DApp to be created? Maybe it's not yet here. Maybe it has arrived. We do not know yet. What do you think? What do you think will be the best step moving forward in towards this unity?
Towards this unity. So first of all, we're actually we have the first example of this unity happening right now, where Canistore, Tonic Labs,
Oh yeah.
we're coming together to release the next Canistore NFT.
Okay.
So we're uploading a music video, a classic music video that has been licensed by Coca-Cola, Heineken, and many worldwide brands. And that is being uploaded via Portal,
Oh, nice.
then exported via Portal over to Entrepot Marketplace to then be.
Okay.
So we're actually doing some promo and some press around that move that we're doing right now. And that's
Ah,
That's
nice.
huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congrats. That's good. That's big.
thank you. So that's the first step, and we hope to inspire other applications on the IC. Most of us founders, we speak anyway.
Yeah.
So being able to connect our developers together, I think, is the
Agree.
step. Us really planning and brainstorming how each application can benefit by collaborating.
Mhm.
Okay, I have a tricky question here. I'm not sure if it's tricky, but basically, since it's like an alliance, it's like a council within projects, because you talk within projects, of course, the leaders of the projects. Do you think that there should be a leader of these projects? Maybe an alliance? I'm not sure. I'm just uh, yeah talking. Yeah.
Right. Well, there's always a coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's always a coordinator. I took up that role to spark the
Nice. Agree. That's a
inspiration.
good one.
But essentially, on the internet computer, most of us will be connected to the SNS, which means
Yeah.
that most of us will be controlled by a DAO anyway. So
Hmm.
realistically, once the inspiration and the foundation is set, it's then over to the community
Yeah.
once again
Agree.
to then help drive this force forward.
Yeah.
It always goes back to the community.
Agree. Agree. Anyway, since you mentioned SNS, what do you think about SNS and the SNS one? And most likely you'll be moving forward to SNS for the tokenization.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
So I was over in Switzerland not too long ago. So I was there. I was with Dominic Williams having lunch. I was with the rest of the Affinity Foundation team, and
mhm.
I've been really just sitting here patiently waiting for it to be tested in the right way,
Agree.
ready for us to actually use it. Um, right now, everything is just a test, right? So I'm
Yeah.
just very patient. Um, there's a few alternatives being built at the moment, also alternatives to the SNS. But essentially, I'm very excited about the SNS because from the beginning, Canistore was always going to be a DAO.
Mhm.
Agree.
Always going to be a DAO. And the great thing about the SNS is that it's all on chain. The token is minted via the SNS. The tokenomics are distributed via the SNS. You know,
Yeah.
it's really that central. When I was with Dominic, he spoke about the SNS also like being like the payroll for staff. You know,
Oh, good
you
point.
no longer need a physical company using the SNS.
Mhm.
It does it all for you. You know, how much money corporate companies actually spend on organizing their payroll, things like that. Things like this is done autonomously, by the SNS.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's able
Yeah,
to look
it's
after
very-
the team. It's able to look after the community. It's able to withhold the tokenomics. It's very much really is a beast. It's a beast, and
Agree.
I can't wait for it to be ready. But I am very patient, and I hope that everybody else is very patient because it's not an easy thing to build. It must be
Yeah.
stress tested. It must, there must be issues that are solved, and all of this takes time.
Yeah, and especially too, I think it's also a bit more challenging, I would say, building something during the bear cycle, right? During this crypto winter, because morale is usually very low at this time. So a relevant question was sent in by Clark Butler. So during the bear cycle, how will your project stand the test of time, and what strategies are you going to employ to mitigate possible losses?
Oh, okay.
Right. So funny enough, the bear market has been it's been the time that we've been the most creative. The
Oh,
Yeah.
is the
so
time
good to hear.
for building. It's forced creativity to just, it's inspired us to do things that we wouldn't have done before if we did have the financial freedom. you
Mhm.
know so it's sparked like excellence in that sense. How have we survived? So we done a small seed round, um that lasted a year in finance, but
Mhm.
then we also released NFTs. So we have a club membership NFT which allows users and the community to earn Kanai tokens monthly. That's on Entropot right now. So that helps us to build. Yeah, and that also gives you access to our physical club that we're going to build in the future. We have NFTs like the Revolutio, which we collaborated with a Grammy Award winning producer. He produced
Yeah.
for Beyonce, Wizkid, a lot of the top tier artists. We collaborated with him. That NFT allows you to get airdrops of the rest of the collection, you know. So we're releasing NFTs in exchange for finance, in exchange for utility and tokens, in order to then carry us through the bear market. So that's allowed us to pay our developers, keep alive, and build further than we've ever built before. So the bear market for us has been amazing. It's also, I feel that it's the bear market has taken away the unnecessary builders. The people who get in
Oh,
the
yeah, the scammy ones.
way, and
Mhm.
it's given us time and space to breathe and build properly.
That's such a great answer. Thank you so much also for Clark, for bringing that question up. The next one is from Carlos. He actually sent two questions. So here's the first one. Do you have protocols in place to make sure that what people are uploading are their original content?
Yeah, sure. So initially in alpha, it will be the team scanning through content and doing research in order to, because it's only going to be a few hundred people that are going to be testing the app.
Yeah.
Now the SNS is involved. What that means is that the community have the ability to moderate content and earn
Mhm.
tokens. So if you flag up or report some audio, what that means is then you are rewarded for
Yeah.
reporting and flagging up that material. In the future, we will involve algorithms that can remove 70% of the obvious. If someone uploads Whitney Houston
Yeah.
or something obvious, then the algorithm can, get rid of that. That will be in the future. But I'm very excited about Canistore being a community moderated platform. Because at the moment, if you report a post on YouTube, you don't earn anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what
Agree.
you do, helping clean their ecosystem for nothing, for free. So with Canistore, if you report a post and it is legitimate, you know,
Incentivize.
and it is removed, you are incentivized to
Mhm.
become a team member, and help us, clean the ecosystem.
That's awesome. That's good. Again, going back to empowering the users as well. So here's the second question. Where will the monetization aspects for the creators on your platform come from? Would they come directly from consumers, audiences, spending, or would there be an ad revenue aspect of it? It's a good one.
That's a very, very good question. Now, right. So when you speak about fractionalizing your NFT, that's by a entity that we've built called the Canistore label. Um,
Mhm.
the community label, right? So via the community label, what happens is a creator comes along, he has a proposal where he wants to sell 30% of his rights, for example, of his copyright to the community, which is then fractionalized in, say, 1,000 NFTs that represent that 30%. The
Yeah.
community then can mint these NFTs, allowing the creator to then raise the funds to then create the campaign. Now, once the community label will then release that music to the world, so it will release the community label will release the music to Spotify,
Mhm.
Apple, YouTube, Tidal, etc.
Mhm.
And what will happen then is the funds will then come in from these entities, Spotify, Apple, etc., be converted back into Canai and then be distributed to all of the owners. So that's one way where we can really monetize within. Now, later down, we do hope to get advertisers involved, but the difference of how we want to involve advertisers is less intrusive. So less
What
intrusive
way?
than YouTube. YouTube at the moment, you have to watch two advertisements before you watch something. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous to be honest.
Mhm.
A model that I really do like is the Brave browser. The Brave browser, they have
Yeah.
unintrusive advertisements that pop up in the corner, that you can click on if you choose to.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
that's a very great way to actually bring advertisers on board, because
mhm.
advertisers they will be needed at some stage in order to bring in finance into the ecosystem in order to pay creators for streams, which then creators will then have the ability to share with the community. So
Yeah.
the community will be earning
Yeah.
revenue also. And a model that we're putting in there is actually an aspect where the community can also moderate advertisements.
Mm.
That's going to be very important, that the community
Yeah.
moderate the advertisements, and what's good, what's not, and so forth.
That's cool. So, Carlos, thank you so much for sending your questions. Here's
We
an
have a lot of questions,
I
Barry.
know it's so hard to pick
Bring
because we
them
can
up.
only pick
I
five.
was reading it
Right?
here.
I know it's just
A
so
lot
hard.
of good questions, actually.
Here's one from Scout Martin. So we've been, talking about YouTube a lot of time, or we've mentioned it so many times during this episode, and it's because there's just so much content there, and no matter what age you are, you can even control it for kids, right? So here's Scout Martin's question. So will Canister also have a specific section or uh, like filter for kids, because almost 30 to 40% of those who listen or play music are for
That's a good
children or
point. Yeah.
young people or for minors. So would you also have that so that parents wouldn't be so worried?
Yes, that actually sparks an early thought of mine, and it
Mm,
was this: when I came into the blockchain and I looked at blockchain applications across many chains, I
mm,
was like, which app is going to come along that is actually used in the school playground?
mm,
I looked around and I was like, not
Yeah.
DeFi, no,
That's
not,
a good point.
none of these applications will actually be played in the playground. Therefore, they will never get mass adoption.
mm.
If you
Yeah.
don't have the youth, you will not get mass adoption. That's just a fact. Yeah.
Agree.
Most of the views come from the youth. Without the youth, you have low adoption. So, yes, what we do hope to introduce is filters.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Filters that, allow your account to be modified, so that you view Canistore from a different aspect from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be a very, very important aspect, is filters. And
Yeah.
how we're going to allow that is by one, we're going to be creating what's the word? It's like what's the word I'm looking for? We're going to have different badges and different levels of, responsibility that we're going to give to creators that earn depending on their behavior in the ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if they are uploading content, for the masses, and they're not adding the right filters, then their rewards, they won't get as much rewards, as someone else. So we're incentivizing people to add the right filters to their content in order for the younger people to, be set up in the right way, and consume the right content, because as parents,
Yeah.
that is our issue. We're worried about what our youth consume and what our children consume. So if we can master that right by filters, then I think that would be amazing. And yes, it's very important to us. That's kind of to achieve
I
that.
like I liked what Scott Martin mentioned, that because he even mentioned an example like the music of Coco Melon.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know all of the kids in the family listen, or the babies, they listen
Yes.
to Comelon so much, too much. Because I agree with what you said. If you don't get the youth, um,
Yeah.
mass adoption will be very, very difficult, because everyone, I mean,
Yeah.
um, everyone's using technology now, like see even the young ones. So yeah, thanks for that, Scout Martin. I hope that answered your question. I think it did. I think it did. So thank you for sending that. And if you have more questions, please send them. You're gonna make it hard for me to choose a top five, but we love questions. Keep them coming. Here's another great one from Catchy Chaz. So, if Canistore is community driven, who carries the legal liability when trademarked work is hosted illegally by a community member?
Oh.
Very, very,
I
very good
have
question.
one. Yeah, relevant.
Now, I think it's very important that Canistore is a DAO. Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
very important,
I
that
agree.
Canistore is a DAO. because I never came into this to be a one owner of anything. Yeah. The team and I, we're just members of the community, just like you. The only difference is that we're building a platform. Once we build the platform, it's about stepping back and allowing it to be autonomous, right? So it's very important that we set things up in the right way, that we introduce the right algorithms at the beginning. Yeah. The only algorithms I'm interested in are algorithms that, remove illegal content. It's something that is going to be a difficult thing to battle. I thought about different ways. I thought about, when we do have mass adoption, maybe we should have a system in place where, before something is posted to the public, if you're licensing, it should be in a pool at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where the community then can moderate that. Yeah. I also thought
Agree.
about filters. So if you create a Canistore account, you can have a filter that only plays and you only see moderated content. So
Okay.
through the system of moderation. Yeah. And if you don't, you want to take the filter off, then you'll be able to see content that has just been uploaded everywhere that would be before pre moderated in that sense. But it's
Yeah.
gonna be that's gonna be one of our hardest things to achieve. Yeah. And I believe that the larger the community is and the better the rewards are, we're going to have teams all around the world that
Yeah.
are just there to moderate content. They're gonna, third
Yeah.
world countries where one ICP can change their whole week. Them countries, we hope to see them take on this moderation,
Yeah.
and really spend their day like it's a job in that sense, and earn with
Yeah.
us, moderate this content. And that's where we want to go to. This is where we want to head to. um I've always been liquid, meaning I don't plan too far ahead. Yeah. I plan to a certain stage, I look where I am, and then I solve the issues here and now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we don't know the future in that sense. We don't know what technology would be, involved and introduced. All we
Yeah.
can do is take things one step at a time.
And that makes perfect sense since we are still, we're gearing towards Web3, and there's still so many people building this and that. So maybe you might meet someone who's, building something that would solve this particular problem, and you guys can collaborate. So that's a good one. Yeah, I like that you're liquid and you're very much open um, to all possible solutions in the future. So
Yeah.
thanks for that, Catchy Chaz. It's a good question. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I saw this one. I'm like, she was listening.
Yes.
Catchy was. Now here's another one from Nono to Chevels. For every investors, there are certain indicators that they use to invest or not, to decide to invest or not. For me, I have four pillars that attract me: security,
Mm,
utilities, partnerships, and community. How do you plan to achieve these? Oh, a big one, another big one.
another big one.
You're
Great,
making
great
me
question.
sweat.
Great question. Great question. Well, security is this is the reason why we chose the internet computer. You know, Once you upload something to a canister, it's secure, it's tamper proof.
Yeah.
You know,
Agree.
the security lies with the blockchain that we're on. Utilities, this is what Canistore is about.
Mhm.
Is we don't fly the flag of NFTs, but what we do is use the technology of NFTs, and all of our functions are actually utilities. You're able to
Yeah.
upload, license your,
Agree.
you know, fractionalize. You're able to broadcast. Your the Kenai token, when it arrives, actually is, I think it's going to be one of the tokens with the most utility ever. You know, when you look at the Kenai token, I don't look at it as something with value. I look at it as something with utility. I say use this token to license your content. use this token to broadcast your content,
Yeah.
token to store your content, etc., 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 and it goes on. Partnerships. It starts. We've got off to a great start regarding partnerships, right? I spoke earlier on about our team.
Mhm.
Our team involves, for example, we have Curtis Richardson. Curtis
Yeah.
Richardson, he wrote Jennifer Lopez and LL Cool J, All I Have. That's a massive global hit. He's got hits in Japan, he's got hits, K-pop hits, he's got global hits around the
Name
world.
it forever,
And
guys.
and Curtis Richardson, he's our head of education. You know, um, his reach is far within the music industry. Then we've got Ricardo Sims. He's our head of partnerships. What attracted me to Ricardo was he actually was instrumental in putting together Ed Sheeran and Fireboy for the track
Oh.
called Paru Paru. Okay,
Oh, I see.
yeah, he was instrumental in putting them two artists together. Because they're very different. Ed
I
Sheeran and
know. Like you wouldn't think about having them work
and
together.
Paru, 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 very massive tune, He was influential in putting that partnership together, and so he's our head of partnerships, right, at Canistore. We've got our CTO, All I Do Is Code, aka Jonathan Green. He's
Mhm.
one of the most amazing developers on the IC. He's definitely up there in the top tier
Yeah.
IC. You know, my history, I've been record labels, artists, management. I have many relationships, that I haven't even used yet because we're still building.
Oh, yeah.
We have Nathan. Nathan's our artist relations at the moment. He's had UK and global hits. He's been on the X Factor. He's been on Big Brother. He's been on global platforms, and he's been an artist since he was 17.
Mhm.
So see our team alone, and I could go on and on. The
Yeah.
partnerships start there, and within our team we have literally a reach on nearly every market possible. And community, the community is just building. It's just at the beginning. We have a few thousand involved. Is the majority of the blockchain. I'm getting a bit of fuzz here, isn't I? It's us mainly. It's mainly involves the blockchain community, but as we release the app, release Canistore and release Can I Play, that's when we'll be attracting, culture and the average
Yeah.
person to actually join um, Canistore. But my last point on that is we've built Canistore as not as a blockchain app. We've built it as with a Web2 experience.
Mhm.
So when you download the app, you don't have to go over and create a wallet and do all of this kind of thing. You can do everything within the app. Okay, we don't
Oh,
have any
interesting.
Web3 or blockchain experience.
Mhm.
We're using NFID, for example, that allows you to create a wallet using your Google or your email.
Mhm.
Also, you can have email and password. So,
That's how you
you,
onboard
yes,
people not in the crypto space. That's
yes,
amazing. Mhm.
yes. So the experience is no different from a Web2
Mhm.
platform, and that's how we're gonna get the Web2 audience involved within our community.
That is such a great answer, and I think we got so many good questions. They were like back to back to back. All of the questions that I had at the back of my mind, everybody asked them. So I think that's all the questions that we could entertain for today. As I talked to you about when we were still at the backstage, maybe we could have you back in sometime next year. We could show us the actual website, how to use it, the app, and all the other updates that you have.
Definitely, I'm excited to come back, and I'm excited to actually get you guys on the application, using the application.
Yeah.
Most importantly, I'm excited to hear from you guys. So make sure you check me out on Twitter. You know, if you've got any questions for me there, I'm
We'll hit
always
you up for
available.
sure.
Hit me up, man.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Let's meet here. Let's meet here in the Philippines when you come to visit.
Yes, let's hold like a music festival here or something.
Definitely.
It's gonna be a party. Just let us know, hit us up. We'll connect you with people here. We'll make it
Yeah.
happen.
Oh, definitely. 2023, I'll be there.
Yes.
Yes.
And maybe we can also visit. I've been wanting to go to London. Maybe this is the sign that I need it.
This is
Excuse me, you have a family in London now. You have a family in London. Just
Thank
connect
you.
with us and we'll make sure we look after you.
That's amazing.
nice.
Thank you so much,
Nice.
Barry. Thank you, thank you. We learned a lot from you about you, your passion, and what you're building. Canistore is so interesting, and I can't wait for everything else that you have that you have in store for us. Do you have events that you want to share, or maybe you could just name drop the
Yep.
social media handles again, so that people would know where to follow you and the project.
Sure. So the website is canistore.io.
Mhm,
I am on Twitter as Hype Music.
mhm.
Also follow Can I Store on Twitter, and that's just spelled Can I Store. Join the community. Follow the links to join our Discord channel. You know, it's happening in there.
Make
Um,
some noise.
make some, you know, go on Entrepot, check out our NFTs, you know, to earn some tokens and stuff. And look out for our next drop, which is The Baddest Roughest, which is a classic hit from the World Cup 2002. And we'll be releasing that in conjunction with Portal and Tonic Labs. And that will be coming within the next week. And that's a music video 100% on chain.
Wow, congratulations. I'm just super, super hyped and excited for your project. Thank you again, Barry. Hope to talk to you soon. Have a great
Thank you
day.
very much, Barry. We'll talk to you again soon, definitely.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye.
Ayan, grabe, Sir Nelson. Sobrang
Sorry,
na-excite
static
ako.
ako.
Okay
Nag-static
lang.
ba ako?
Medyo very late lang. Pero sobrang ano niya 'no, sobrang saya niya ta's nararamdaman mo talaga yung mahahawa ka sa
Yeah.
excitement niya. So eto po, canistore.io, you guys can check it out. We'll also try to link yung kanilang mga socials sa
Oo
description
nga
box
pala.
of this video.
Yeah.
Yes. And then ayun, so there are so many exciting things ahead. Hopefully kapag next time na makakasama natin siya dito sa live stream natin, mapakita na natin yung actual and maybe hear from, yung
Oo nga,
naging
no?
feedback, no? Yeah,
Yung
yung
actual, oh yeah.
ayun. And thank you so much for sending in your questions. Grabe, sobrang thought-provoking nila. Carlos, this is my friend. Hi, Carlos. How are you? I hope you're okay from your hangover na. Thank you so much for
Hello,
watching.
Carlos.
Scout Martin, hello. Ayan. Hope to see you here in the future, Sir Barry. Yes, for sure. Kukulitin
Sinong
natin.
winners natin pala?
Hmm?
Sino ang ating
Oh,
winners?
no,
5
for the winners,
questions.
it was so hard to pick the top 5 questions, pero eto po sila. So, Clark Butler, thank you so much for sending this. Scout Martin, and then we
Okay.
also have Carlos, we have Kachi, and Nono Two Chevels. Ayan. So, let them
Oh,
know
okay.
how they can get yung prizes.
DM. Yeah, DM sa Twitter. So we know that you're following us on Twitter.
Yes.
So DM us there. Requirement yan.
Yes, and then lahat ng yung process like your wallet, dun na rin, no? So si Sir Ape
Yeah,
na
doon na din. Doon na
bahala.
din, yep. Just
Yep.
send the wallet
So,
there, we'll send it.
mhm. So what's your biggest takeaway from this episode, Sir Ape, from
Well,
Canis?
well, well, di lang pala Spotify. Actually, marami rin pala siyang utility actually na pwedeng gawin within Canistore. So, kasama na doon yung copyright. Napakalaking bagay nun. So, sino nga ba yung sino nga ba yung recently lang merong issue, I don't know, Dua Lipa yata. But na-question siya kasi parang ginaya niya yung music nung parang 70s or what.
Ah,
Do you
yeah,
know
si
that?
yeah, si Dua Lipa, and parang naano
And
yata multiple times for I forgot both
copy
sides ata, oo. Eh, kasi
those
naging
those are copyright issues parang ganun eh.
Ayun, so sobrang dami talaga. It's a very difficult and sensitive topic talaga yung copyright. So it's interesting how Web3 is approaching that issue, how we're gonna solve
Yeah.
it. So ayan, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Ang dami ko rin natutunan. Ako, I think what really struck to me the most is that yung sa mga creatives na nawawalan netong barrier, parang you get to focus more, you have more time on working on your craft nga kasi you don't have
Yeah.
to worry about the other things. Like sabi nga ni Barry, 'di ba? Hindi naman lahat ng artists or creatives gustong i-handle pa yung business side. And sometimes, dahil kailangan mag-onboard ng agency or other people to manage yung mga ganon, yung mga technicalities na yon, sobrang konti na lang napupunta sa'yo. Like, mas malaki pa yung sa kanila kesa sa nakukuha mo as, as the artist. So that's really good, no? I think
Agree.
that would be revolutionary for all creatives, not only in the music industry, pero for those to follow na i-add nga nila or na eventually i-build din nila. So super interesting episode. I really enjoyed this one. I loved talking to Barry. And I hope you
Yeah.
guys also enjoyed. Let us know in the comment section kung ano yung takeaway ninyo. If you what you want to hear from him next. And we'll have them
Yep. Yep.
back for sure, for sure. All right, Sir Ape, do you have any more updates with ICP? With the
Yeah. We're hoping to do another holiday community meetup.
mm.
Hindi na napagod, no? Hindi na natuto eh.
Oo nga, hindi. Masaya naman kasi nakakawala ng pagod.
Nakakawala ng pagod actually. So abangan niyo 'yan sa Twitter. Soon we will announce it. Sana nandun ka, Mother Mulan,
Hopefully, saan
in
ba?
Manila.
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 Mga around anong dates kaya ito?
W-
Para din alam
We'll
ng audience natin.
we'll see, finalizing pa. So we'll see.
Kaya
Pero
kailangan talaga.
definitely wag, hindi na malapit. Hindi na masyado malapit ng Christmas, of course.
Mhm.
That's our holiday family time definitely.
Yeah. Kami, medyo nakakota na tayo, Sir Ape, eh. From not seeing each other at all to biglang party after party after party. 'Di ba? So,
Sobra.
nakakatawa. Tama nga yung sabi
ah
ni Barry. Although, it's super helpful na we have itong virtual na to, we get to talk, and kahit nasan ka man sa mundo, no? Pero it's still different when you guys meet na
exactly,
halos
sabi ni
every now and
Barry.
then.
Tama
Iba
'yon.
talaga, yeah. It's super exciting. So sana ma-meet din namin kayo, gawa tayo ng hopefully sa meet up pwede tayong lahat, no. So
Agree.
yeah, thank you so much. Azela, Jerome, Capos, ayan, Sugarlock, maraming salamat. Sian Mercado, thank you so much for being here. All right, so this has been the tenth episode, wow. 10th episode of IC Stories Manila. Thank you so much for joining us. Sir Ape, have a great night. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you very much. Good night. Bye bye.
Bye.